found what you said about storytelling quite fascinating. How does that transpire in your artwork?
I like my pieces to provoke or elicit different, some kind of a feeling, and also put forth an idea. It's like I have that picture, Hooked, which is a question mark in the shape of a fishhook. And one could put a caption under it, say, "Be careful what you ask."
It's true. Very true.
The tendency to ask why is prevalent in our society and in our life. And the only problem with that is we forget to ask why not.
Art is an emotional journey for both the artist and the viewer. Do you feel this is reflected in your work?
Oh, yes. I mean, man first started to paint the inside of caves and everything to say this is what life is like for us and what his life is for me. And also the act of drawing or painting something is a way to experience your own existence.
Yes.
It's like, you just did that, and so and on any particular day, as we all well know, every day, every minute, you're always changing. I was feeling really good yesterday. Why do I feel like, and so you experience yourself through that just as you would when you're writing. And a lot of times I'll create something and because I like a certain motion with the brush, or I like the, something that's happening that's taking shape, and it'll remind me of something, or it'll look like something. And then I develop the piece more, and I am therefore bringing my narrative to what I'm creating.
What brought you to exhibit at Parallax this weekend?
I've lived and spent a lot of time in London and England. I'm basically an Anglophile, and I also come up against that kind of judgmental world of the art galleries, which unfortunately the galleries, because they do the thinking for a lot of people.
Sure.
A lot of people aren't sure about what they see, how it makes them feel or anything. But if they're told by an art dealer, this is really good, or this really collects, so this will be a good investment, and so the art dealers really, to a great extent, establish which pieces or which artists become higher end. And I was aware, because of the TV celebrity, that I had already been pigeonholed in one area. And people are going to say, "Oh, he's a TV star. What? He's not an artist. I mean, what's that about?" And so when I came to grips with that, I said, something, that's fine, because I would rather my work communicates to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because it's about storytelling, and it's about the experience of one's life. And it's about an attempt to try to put stories and images out there that improve other lives, and then make people think a little more or feel a little bit more. And so I decided I wasn't going to fight the gallery system, as it were, and become the latest piece of sliced bread, like Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
So, and it's interesting because people collect my work. They're really moved by it, and they collect it for a reason.
Yes.
I mean, some of them might collect it because of my name, but I can't think of how many people would do that. That's a world I don't understand. But I like the idea of trying to get art out to the everyday folk.
Which art trends, if any, inspire your current work?
I'm not a trend guy.
Excellent.
As a matter of fact, I'm not a style guy either. People say, well, this artist, you can tell all his work looks like this, and that one looks like this. They all have a style.
Yes.
Each one has a style.
Yeah.
And I feel like the style is determined by the subject matter. Mm-hmm. So I'm all over the place with my pieces. I have abstract pieces. I have representational pieces. I have all kinds of, because that's the journey of discovery. Now, some people find that unsettling because they want to feel the comfort of saying, well, I know that artist. That's his style.
Yeah.
But I'd rather the piece be what you react to, not the style.
Where do you find inspiration?
I find inspiration in my next breath.
Fantastic. If it helps the art, why not?
Well, I mean, we struggle, and we are either ignoring or are beset by problems and issues and discomforts and pains and all the slings and arrows of misfortune. And we tend to lose the ability to embrace how special and awesome existence is. Just to exist. Just to be a part of all of this creation, which we can barely understand, it's awesome. And so, at this point in my life, I get up in the morning and I go, it's good to be here. This hurts, that hurts, this, that. But it's good to be here. And even when you're suffering, when you can learn that, as in whimsy, the flip side of that is humor.
Do you think art fairs like Parallax are important to society?
Oh, totally. The act of communication, of communicating with each other.
Yes.
About our experiences of life, which is what art is. It's super important.
Yes.
It's super important. It doesn't receive enough importance in society because people become, because of their fear, much more obsessed with doing as opposed to being. Doing and accomplishing and owning and building instead of the act of being. Being what? Just being. I have a T-shirt that I used to make called "Isness Is," which is what that means is being is isness. It's being. Being just is. That's all it is.
What 2 tips would you give aspiring artists wanting to exhibit their art at Parallax?
Well, whatever you want to do with your art, if you are so inclined to use making a mark, painting or drawing or whatever,
yes, as
your expression of your witnessing of your existence, stick with it. Stick with it. Momentum is really important. You maintain a momentum. And if you can understand in terms, even if it's only in terms of it's what I enjoy, or you could define it as something, more philosophical, more cerebral, so that when you do it, you're reinforcing your ability to embrace that part of life that is most meaningful, which is the witnessing of your existence. Yeah. So staying committed to something, and I would say the second most important thing is maintaining your curiosity.
Thank you for today, Paul, and for sharing your remarkable talents with us.
I hope I haven't bored you all
Not
too
at
much.
all. No.
All I know is I'm ready to go back to my hotel and go to sleep.